What is up, friends? This is CHYLD, and I'm back with another Ableton project file opening. This time we're looking at my new single, Goodbye, featuring Jita, and I'm super excited to go into this one. It's been a while because I've been a little sick, and then my asthma, you might actually hear it if you listen too closely, but don't do that. No wasting time on this one. When you pop it open, you're looking at a lot here. This is the project file for Goodbye, but it's also the project file for two other songs over there. Just because that's the way it worked out for my album. I'm doing transitions and stuff, and to be honest, when I was cooking on the other one, I just kind of kept going and going and going, and then it just led me here, and then this song came about. But there was a demo at first for this song, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you the demo, which, unlike the final, starts with a alarm clock. You know what I mean? And then it's kind of gimmicky a little bit.
Never made one good decision on my own. Never could imagine living on my own. Never was good at choosing my words until I'm forced to say goodbye. Fuck that, I'm still bad at that shit. It's a burden, I tend to hold it in until...
So anyway, that's the point of that. It's really the same idea, especially when you listen. It's like down here, you hear this part.
Never made one good decision on my own. Never could imagine living on my own. Never was.
But this has happened a couple times where, like, I work on a song and then I kind of just want a fresh start, but I want the same idea. I want the magic of the same idea, but I want, like, fresh, clean, new production on top of it. So that's kind of what I did with this. So right away, drums. As you can see here, this vocal that I just muted by mistake. This is the original vocal from...
Never made one good decision on my own. Never could imagine living on my own.
So that's the original vocal from the previous idea. So I believe the previous idea was up half a step.
Fuck that, I'm still bad.
Which is also really nice, but we just took it down.
Fuck that, I'm still bad at that shit. It's a burden.
There's definitely pieces that I like from the original demo, but I like the way the new one turned out a lot, especially with the new synth.
I'm still bad at that shit. It's a burden. I tend to hold it in until it hurts, and my words make more sense when I get overly attached.
Okay. That's a cut right there. Okay, so first thing we'll look at with this is the little synthesizer. Pretty cool. Not much going on in this. So it's a serum patch that I made by myself. I didn't do a heck of a lot. I didn't even give it a wavetable. I honestly didn't give it a wavetable. Guys, like, you don't need to go too crazy with your synth sometimes. I sounded very judgmental. I didn't mean it that way, but little distortion, little reverb, a little hybrid reverb, which gives it a little bit of delay. So there's a little pre-delay going on too, and then a couple more EQs. The EQ is pretty much a low pass on the hybrid reverb, and that's pretty much it. And of course, a little porta on the synth to make it a little bendy. And it goes up. And that's actually an idea that you can't hear too well. Is it this? No, what is this one? All right. A lot of the vocal stuff that is used is like being used as percussion. Like that one. It's just more of like a stab. So a lot of the vocals are cool. A lot of them is just Jita doing really cool vocal stuff. We've got, this is playing, I guess. Yep, this is kind of a melodic thing you kind of hear towards the beginning. It's pretty much that. And then we also have, in the beginning, we have these guitars, and you can hear the drums in the background, dude. Really pretty on its own. If you just had like the vocals in that, we get a little.
I'm still bad at that shit. It's a burden. I tend to hold it in until it hurts, and my words make more sense
Add that.
when I get overly attached.
You get a really nice acoustic version. You just do piano and guitar. Which leads me to the piano. To the piano we go. So with the piano, I find myself using this felt piano a lot. This is a felt piano from a fellow I found on TikTok, and it was actually there's like a video of him creating the piano, like the plugin, one little key at a time, and it made it really gorgeous. You can just play anything and it sounds really nice and soft. And I use that a lot, but it worked well on this just as like a nice soft piano. That's what it's doing. You know, there's always with it, you know, there's a little EQ and a lot of compression just because it's so soft that it needs so much volume. It needs the... And then on the group here, on this group I have a couple pianos. One of them was used in the previous song. So you get a little sneak peek of that. Okay. By the way, the drum. That's not the drum. Hold on. This is, I think, a little choppy thing. Little choppy thing, but the drums here, that's it. Just these two tracks right. Boom, boom. A kick on every one. Not anything else. Just on the one, pretty much the whole way out. And then it gets a little more complicated over here. Should we look at some drums? Let's look at some drums. What am I doing over here? So for the drums, looks like I have... So this is actually my voice. Yep. This one's my voice. I remember recording, I just go... And then I took part of that and I just looped it, but then I went back in and I put it exactly where it needed to be. So on like count 285, see how there's like 285 1.1.2, there's also like this measure right here. It needs to be there to get that proper swing. So if you had just those can be on the count, but then if you have those are the new ones, so together they'd be like, so the in-betweens, and then a couple like drill little things. Pretty sure this is just on the so together there you got and then also on every 1 and 3 you got open hi-hats. Yeah, and then another hi-hat over here. What is this doing? So it starts on the so if you play it with this, this looks like my breath. All right. I was like, one of them is my breath. Eventually we're going to get to my breath. This is my breath. A little choppy in places, but I kind of like it that way. That's like my breath. And then this is one of my favorite parts. You can't really hear this at all in the record, I don't think. Also just like kind of manually, putting it in there. So it kind of feels a little human. Same thing with the open hats. The open hats aren't exactly on the grids here, which is nice. I tend to do things like that every now and then. So if we stack this real quick, we got, let's just like loop this. So we got kick, main drum. One more. Little weird mouth thing. And then the open hat. Little in-between hats. Breaths. Let's call it a little cup. Little synthesizer. Let's throw in the guitars. Let's throw in the piano. There we go. That was just in time. My little voice. Gita. And then bass. And that should be everything, right? If we get everything. So the other little hidden gem is right here. This was Jita's idea, to mimic the synth lead with his voice. So that's also in there. Yeah. Oh, and then the other one too. So, we've got that in there too. So that's at the same time. So I thought it was funny too because it kind of sounds like The Sound of Music, where like the kids are going to bed, and so they're saying good night, good night, good night, and then the parents are like good night or something like that. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. So that is that. And then we get the beautiful, 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 I can't emphasize it enough, beautiful, beautiful verse from Jita.
I gave happiness a try, but
Yeah.
nothing ever felt right but leaving.
Some nice harmonies right there. What are those doing? Right there on top of
Leaving, but leaving.
Yep.
Nowadays I'm changing with the seasons. Too scared to say.
So right there, it's gonna go. Too scared to say goodbye. So then you have our little ad libs.
Seasons. Too scared to say. I won't leave. Don't wanna say goodbye.
You've also got, so all these vocals are going on in the background too, but my favorites, this is something that he also did. If you can hear it, it's coming in. Hold on, let's just get rid of the filters for now so you can hear that. Okay, that works too.
No, it's not so easy to be someone who can say the words they want to when they need to, and they're always trying to find some comfort. No, it's not so easy to be someone who can say the words they want to.
And then I went a little ham with the reverb delay, just to build it up. So then it builds up and builds up and builds up.
No, it's not so easy to be someone who can say the words they want to.
And then just stops. That's my favorite thing to do, is to absolutely nothing. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, so he did that. I said, dude, that's so dope. How'd you like what was the idea there? And he was like, well, I thought it was just cool. I was recording it halftime, so he was recording it like, no, it's not so easy to say the words, and then he doubled it in production. So, but when he sent me the demo.
No, it's not so easy to be someone who can say the words they want to when they need to, and they're always trying.
I thought that was the dopest thing ever. So I was like, yes, of course, that has to be in there.
I gave happiness a try, but
it's in there a little bit.
Nothing ever felt right but leaving. Nowadays I'm changing with the seasons. Too scared to say I won't leave, don't wanna say goodbye. I can't breathe, don't wanna say goodbye.
You see how this breathe is separated, right?
Breathe, don't.
So we were recording all these in the studio together. I wonder where the original takes are. Somewhere over here. Needless to say that, yeah, here we go. So we were doing all these different takes in the studio, and he did this a few times.
I won't leave, don't wanna say goodbye.
But then he did a breathe that I particularly liked, and I was like, we just have to use that breathe. Like, he just sounds so breathe. Like, he sounds like he almost can't breathe. Like, he almost sounds like desperate. Like, it's nice. Like, it's such a gasparated. Is that a word?
I won't leave, don't wanna say goodbye. I can't breathe, don't wanna say goodbye.
Very like, yeah. Very like
I won't leave, don't wanna say goodbye. I can't breathe, don't wanna say goodbye. I'm not me until I say goodbye. I can't leave, no, I won't say. I know everything will end sometime. I'm still broken and I don't feel right.
My favorite thing was that. So, like, you know I'm a big Skrillex head. I'm a big Skrillex fan. I feel like, to me, this was the closest thing that I did in the Skrillex style almost ever. I do a lot of things like this, but this one just like blended and meshed so well to me. And so like I love messing with a really good voice. Like I say this a lot, and people have heard me say this a lot because I do say it a lot. I'm so privileged to work with such cool voices. Like a lot, like really different voices, really cool voices, really great voices, and all these different voices. But, you know, sometimes like you can't force things like this. Like things like this are very just part of nature, part of the process. And this one just worked out real well. Like I love how that one sounded. And when you listen to that, part of the record just sounds so like fragile and so like, I don't know, just heartwarming. Because without all these little things, you'd get a pretty cool version too. It's going to sound very unprocessed, very raw, but it's like, don't feel right. A little bit weird. I mean, like, that's fine too. Maybe it's a little bit, you know, auto-tune. Maybe it's a little bit, you know, I'm using the warping over here, so it's Ableton's warp features, right? So I'm complex pro mode. I've got a 775 to try to get this. Don't feel right. In like a different harmony. Don't feel right. So good, so good. My favorite thing. My favorite thing ever. Time, I'm still broken and I don't feel right. Is this the last time that we say goodbye? And then that harmony came out way cooler than we intended. Because I think we started one. Say goodbye. That one's just octave, I think. We say goodbye. No, sorry, this is the harmony. Say goodbye. No, it is a harmony. So. Say goodbye. No, what it is something from earlier. Something that we've used earlier, like over here. Yeah, this thing. Where is it? This thing. Yeah, when he gave me the demo and he had that on it, I was like, you have to keep that. You have to put that in its place. Yeah, so he had that riff, and that's where we can hear it better. We can hear it better like right here. I want goodbye. I'm not me until I say goodbye. I can't leave, no, I won't say it. So like the combination of that, say goodbye, and that we say goodbye, and then a nice other, I think this was a different, say goodbye. That was a really nice harmony, and then they all just came together so nice. That we say goodbye. All those reasons I won't say. Again, we didn't think in our head, we didn't think, let's make a cool harmony. We just said, like, you know, first let's try to harmonize this for sure. That we say goodbye. Say goodbye. And then I think we probably at the same time or along the way thought, oh, we should add the other melody in too. Say goodbye. Right. Together. Is this the last time that we say goodbye? All those reasons I won't say. And then this is a product of reasons I won't say. But all those reasons I won't say. That's definitely a product of him and I were thinking, you know, hey, let's switch it up a little bit for this. I think a couple versions we had. I can't leave, don't wanna say it, don't. I can't leave, no, I won't say it. Maybe this is not the right. All those reasons I won't say. Yeah, okay, I know what I can't leave, no, I won't say it. Out of curiosity, what are these? I'm not me until I say goodbye. We have some. I'm sure there's like a lot of really cool versions of that take in there. Look at how many takes we had. But I think that's what it is. We were doing like lyrical changes, so we were basing it off of the same. I won't leave, don't wanna say goodbye. But thinking, how can we switch it up? What else? Like, let's say something different, but let's also, get fancy with the melody too.
It's time that we say goodbye. All those reasons I won't say.
Yeah, I think that was his thing.
Say.
Right there. And then this is my little edit. So we've got some little flanger, a little panning, some delay, a lot of automating things for sure. When I do something like that, it has to be very coordinated, but very alive. Everything has to be like moving in its own way. So everything has to be kind of either like panning or shifting or filtering, and yeah. So I love doing stuff like that too. A lot of automation going on right there. It's the biggest part in the song. It's where it all kind of falls into place, I think.
This the last time that we say goodbye.
Oh, how could I forget this piano? So for the whole time we've had this piano. This is great. But I think I had this instinct of we needed something warmer. Maybe we needed to make it a little fuller. So yeah, that's where this piano comes in. Pretty sure this is Alicia's keys. Sorry. This is her one of a kind. Maybe there's like 9 in the world. This model Yamaha or whatever it is. I love using it. It's a great piano, and boy, did it come in handy. Gosh, yeah.
Sometime I'm still broken and I don't feel right. Is this the last time that we say goodbye? All those reasons I won't say.
So if we literally did an acoustic version, I mean, you might get something like that, where we'll do something like that.
Bye. I'm not me until I say goodbye. I can't leave, no, I won't say. I know everything will end sometime. I'm still broken and I don't feel right. Is this the last time that we say goodbye? All those reasons I won't say.
You have to get rid of that little. So you can just hear the drums and the acoustic guitar, which is fine for this version because we got the. My favorite part was aligning the 808 to kind of make it bounce. I just declared today with one of my collaborators that one of my new tags should be "Child, make it bounce." Anyway, that's a different day. So this is the regular 808. So we got, but then you can start to see the chops in here, and it gets a little bouncier. So it's the same thing where it's on that weird swing rhythm. My favorite thing. Yeah, and it's can't really hear it in the final. You can hear it a little bit maybe. I'm really happy with this 808, by the way. So, how did I get it to be so clean, you might ask? I just didn't put anything on it. Little EQ sidechain. Nothing. No compressor, no nothing. I think that helped me in this case. Usually I'll put a little like dynamic multi-band compression, some kind of compression, always a little bit of EQ, either to get the harsh like mid-lows or like the the plasticky like highs, like tame those down, or like to bring out some of the harmonics and stuff. But I did not do any of that on this tune, and I really do think that's what made it my favorite 808. It was just keeping it nice and simple. The drums and the. I mean, I want everything I do to be clean, right? But this one just came out especially nice in that way. And ready versus the old version?
Never make one good decision on my own. Never could imagine living on my own. Never was good at choosing my words until I'm 40.
New version. That's how you can tell. Sometimes I look back and forth. I'm like, did I do the right thing? Yeah, I think I did the right thing in this situation, especially in this last drop, adding this vocal. Again, just some automating filters. So we got my real voice in here at the end. Nice. So, you know, a lot of filtering going on there. Just kind of a high pass. A little freeze on the delay to kind of make that, you know, keep going further a little bit. And then this little sample at the end. Do we have it? We should. Where do we have the thing? Oh, okay. We're not going to worry about that. So, yeah, we're just not going to worry about that one. But I had another project file that I put in here, so when at the end you can hear this, like these different like synths coming in. It's from like another song. You can see I called it Glitchy Webs. It's somewhere. But let's see here. I think the very last thing I just wanted to go over was maybe Jita's vocal chain, possibly.
I gave happiness a try, but
honestly, I kept it pretty simple too, though. Just cutting out the lows, dipping some of those weird frequencies. I've been struggling with my 3,000 hertz range as far as the harshness, the microphones I've been using, but I don't know. This one I didn't really have much trouble. I usually just do a couple EQs like that, then some compression. So I'm just compressing whatever EQs I've just done, obviously. A little bit of gate just to get out.
I gave happiness a try, but
just to get rid of the in-between noise. A de-esser.
Nothing ever felt right but leaving.
Just a little tiny de-esser. Another compressor, so I'm compressing everything there. And then this one, if you turn it off,
nothing ever felt right but leaving.
It makes more sense. So I'm basically just cutting, I'm dipping probably 3 decibels, yeah. And then just getting rid of that mid-range a little bit, but also cutting a lot because it just doesn't need it at all.
I gave happiness a try, but nothing ever felt right but leaving.
Some reverb there, nothing too crazy. And then one final pass just to clean up the low end, probably because of the reverb too. And then cleaning up the high end, so you could even go a little bit lower. Honestly, you can go like down there. That wouldn't make too much of a difference.
I gave happiness a try, but...
And then, of course, one more final compressor. I've been called the compression king of my generation. But I actually took, the first time I heard it, I took it as an insult. It wasn't compression king. It was something like, I don't know. You can call me like a compression dork. That works too. This one also, so same thing. I'm kind of...
I gave happiness a try, but...
Just emphasizing that really high end to make it nice and crystal clear. Tipping a couple weird frequencies there. And then just, again, same kind of thing.
I gave happiness a try, but...
Some of these frequencies.
No.
And then right there's that. that brutal frequency, and then just taming some of this, actually, believe it or not. That makes sense. Yeah, that's my least favorite frequency, dude.
I gave happiness a try, but
worked out really well here. Sometimes I'll even do this and just slope a little bit, so it's kind of a more specific area.
I gave happiness a try, but
kind of comes out a little
nothing
nicer.
Ever felt right but leaving.
Same kind of idea there, where you've got all these vocals going into this group, so you're just it's giving one final pass of just like a little bit of de-essing, so it's not like super strong, and then the final just cleanliness, like the tidying up of just these. I feel like those really hollow frequencies really bug me.
I felt right but leaving.
That's pretty much it. I keep it pretty simple, I feel like. But of course, if you would like a much longer, more formal dig into the vocal chain, the vocal thing, I feel like vocal mixing and vocal producing is such a different art form, so I'm here for it. I think I'm going to do that in another video, but this was it. So that's I feel like sometimes I kind of fly through it, but I don't want to make these crazy long, but obviously if you got any questions, I'll try to answer them. And I'm going to be doing this for as many songs as I possibly can handle. And I appreciate you sticking around and watching. And if you have any questions, like I said, anything I didn't point out, anything that you're curious about, or anything I should cover in the next video, please leave a comment down below, and make sure to like and subscribe. That helps a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.